What's up, everyone? OSRS Nirvana here, back with another video. And today we're going to be looking at some Pking clips, bot busting in the wilderness, mostly black chins. Now, keep in mind, I'm definitely not the best PKer, especially wildy PKer. I'm still learning, but I think that this was a fun time, and you guys can also kind of make an account, and if you're starting out with PvP, really look at, going to these types of places to practice and learn. That's kind of where I found it can be the most beneficial for me while learning. The types of things you want to shoot for with an account like this to kind of just get out of the way right away, other than questing, your simple things like waterfall quest, witch's house, things like that that you would normally do. You want to basically be able to get your magic level up high enough so you have access to teleblock and entangle. I would say arguably those are probably the two most important things if you're going to be doing this when you're starting. You can splash or elk. It really shouldn't take too long for you. And once you've unlocked those two things, you can really, start to pick up with this. And, you can PK without having both of those. I've tried it before, but it's just a lot more tedious. Um, I would just recommend, going for those levels to make sure you have those two spells before you even try to start this, to be honest. As you guys can see throughout the video, I'm gonna have a number of misclicks and things like that. It's not uncommon. Like I said, I'm not the best. This is just something I enjoy to do for fun, and I think really the important part about PvP is that it should be more accessible. I think, and I know from speaking with some people that a lot of people are kind of turned off by it because they think it's not, accessible for the the common casual player. And if you are looking to start and do things like this, it does show that it really is, just with a little bit of time. Now, I'm not saying you're going to be, the next greatest PKer just doing this or just learning, but this is really a stepping stone to get to that point. And you can also learn, the fundamentals and the basics that will help you later on. And I would say definitely work on things like this and LMS to try to get better overall. And you will really start to see some change. And throughout the video as well, you guys are going to kind of see, like, I'm not sure what was going on with my PC. I definitely don't have the best performance. You don't really have to have great specs or anything like that to do this either. I mean, it is RuneScape, so keep that in mind. It's definitely not the most intensive game out there as far as requirements to run it. So take it from me as, an average player that you can do this, and it is fun, and it's pretty decent money too, with chins, especially now with loot keys and with things like rune mining bots and green dragon bots. Before, you only had a certain amount of inventory space, those items don't stack. So now with the addition of loot keys, you can extend your trips, and it makes things like that a lot more fun and doable. Specific stat requirements that I would look at are 60 attack for access to the DDS. That is going to be your main spec weapon. It gets nice passive poison damage. It's fairly strong with the special attack, and it's not super expensive. And keeping the cost of your risk down when you're learning is obviously going to be a very important thing. Besides that, I would say you'll be fine with anything from, 70, 75 plus strength. And then magic and range, I'd say 85 plus, but I really would like to see that at 90 plus for me is where I found the best results. So that is where you're going to be spending the majority of your time, is training those two particular skills. And, those are going to be your, DPS outputs, generally speaking. Prayer level, it's pretty much up to you. If you want to be able to use the account for things like, GE, Pking, um, I would kind of stay away from overheads. Kind of maybe look at like 31 right around there, or to where you can get protect item. But if you don't really care about that, um, I have no problem with accessing overheads, and it's definitely going to be needed if you encounter other players or that's something that you plan on doing on the regular. I'm interested to know everyone's thoughts on the bots in the Wildy, where you guys have kind of found success and particularly what you like to do. Um, if you guys are new to this, I would recommend Black Chins like you see in this video. Of course, there's the classic Green Dragons, um, and also Runite bots. That can be pretty lucrative, especially now with loot keys, like I mentioned. However, that can be dead at times too. I've had experience, kind of looking towards that. And there's been times where, I've gone a long time without, really seeing anybody. If you do encounter Runite ore bots, though, it should be pretty easy. They don't really try to fight back or anything like that. Don't really have any gear. You're just looking at the Runite ore there. Um, but yeah, those are basically my thoughts, my suggestions. I appreciate you guys stopping in and watching the video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to like and subscribe. Any feedback is appreciated. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the gameplay. Take care. Have a good holiday. Peace.